Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche. Happy Thursday. We have that intro for a reason. It gives Gladiator Guru and I a chance to share and send and connect on Facebook. And what am I doing? Sort of like most of the time,
dancing.
I'm sitting there looking out the window. I'm and then I went, oh, wait a minute, I need to do this. And of course, I ran out of time, right? So I'll be doing it in a moment, but hello, welcome everyone to Viva Cafe con Leche. I am the Badass Buddha. I am Lori Monaco. I am a chiropractic physician. I am a teacher, speaker, coach. All my coaching and workshops are mindfulness centered. I am also a wellness and weight loss specialist, and I'm a published author. And I'm coming to you from a sort of overcasty, that's a word, Southern Connecticut. You're welcome.
It's a word because you said it.
Sure, that's right.
And that's all that matters. Hello, mi gente. Buenos días aquí con la Margarita, your Gladiator Guru, and welcome this Thursday. There's a lot going on. Safe travels to my daughter, son-in-law, and grandkids that are traveling to New York City today. My granddaughter's birthday wish was to eat at a certain restaurant out there. So the whole family went on the trip. So that'll be good. Safe travels to them and anyone else that's traveling this weekend. It's a lot of chaos out there. So keep a positive mind so you can know when to swerve and duck and roll when you have to. Okay. It's very important. People just think, do. So here we are, Tiffany Bryan. Good morning. It's a good morning.
Good morning, Milagros.
Hola, Milagro. ¿Cómo está? So, who am I? I am pulling down my little piquito over here. I don't know what's going on. Look at that. I look like I'm the flying nun. I'm the sacred healer, your spiritual coach. I am your end-of-life doula, your artist, your writer, your author. I am the spirit of laughter and dance, your wordsmith, your lover of love. I am your magically orgasmic, unapologetically courageous goddess in awe of herself. So good morning, buenos dias, bienvenido, namaste, and let's get this rolling and put in comments. Let me know where everybody's going this holiday. I'll be in Connecticut. Why do I want to leave Florida in December and go to Connecticut till after New Year's? I don't know.
Because she misses Badass Buddha.
Why wouldn't I want to go? No, I love Bridgeport, Connecticut, my hometown. I love it. But yeah, we'll be traveling. My niece and I there. But I'll be with some of my grandkids and family, and I think that's what it's all about. Select family members, because not everybody.
Erica Hala.
I don't care. Erica, I've been waiting for your call.
And you know what? So you're coming up here and you're going to celebrate too, because your sister got a new house and you're going to be hanging out there, which is really exciting. It's so exciting to become a new homeowner, whether it's your first house or your second, third, fourth, fifth. It's just always exciting to move into a new place, especially when it's your own. So that's going to be really exciting.
I never wanted to be a homeowner. It's so
I know
funny.
You said.
When I listen to people and they're like, all I want in this life is to do this and, buy a house and I'll be good. And all I ever wanted was a backpack.
Well, you're a nomad and you know.
Exactly what I'm talking about. Since before, I didn't even want kids. I just wanted to just come and go as I pleased. And, but thank God I have a house. I got my own house and it was inherited. Not that I went out and purchased it, but, I guess different strokes for different folks. People don't realize that. And it is exciting. Let's go back. Let's reverse. So yes, I'm excited. I get to be with Savannah, who did a whole photo shoot yesterday. Wait till you see it.
I can't wait.
And everything. Like she had her leg propped up on a table. Like it was just because they called me to get her attention. So they put me on FaceTime. I'm like, hi, Savannah. She was like, anyway, that's what brings me joy. And this will be the first Christmas since mom passed away. And although my sisters and we didn't have that tight mother-daughter bond relationship, you learn in hindsight, right? So we're going to start a new tradition this Christmas. That will celebrate her. Because my mom loved the holidays. So I think we're still alive, right? We forgave.
Yes.
We're still in that forgiven state. And this goes to anybody who's going through a hard time. I think to truly forgive, you have to honor. In order to honor divine self, you honor the person that you've had. And you just try to invoke the happy childhood memories or happy memories when it comes to that. So it'll be a new tradition. It'll be something to look forward to every year. I'm not going to start traditions for everybody, because if you go down the line, like my three closest was my dad died, then my husband died, then my mom died, and I'm like, I'm done. I was talking to Erica about this the other day. It's like, I'm done. I did my three times the charm of my closest. So that's part of it. And you know what? Make it happy. And if you don't have much, you have everything, really, because as long as you have laughter and song and dance and a warm place to be, you're the top 1% in the world, because that a lot of people don't have the happiness. They don't have the joy to just come out and say, let's dance. Let's do the Roomba all around the house, or what is it? The conga line. And you can do that in your own house, no matter how big or small. It's about laughter, participation, and making shit happen for you.
That's right. And
you
had a key word.
And
you had a key word in all of that. Right at the beginning, you said divine. And that is what our conversation is. This week we've been talking about the divine. We had we talked about the Year of the Prophetess on Tuesday. And today is with our guest Oralia Acosta, which Oralia is on, by the way. She's waving into the comment section. So everybody shout out to Oralia. She's going to be our guest today, and we're going to be talking about the year of divine purpose. As we are coming into the end of one year and getting ready to go into the other, this is going to be a really fabulous topic, because we're talking about purpose, period. It could be we start with our own purpose, but then our own purpose, we can only be one person, obviously. Well, you have multiple personalities, so that doesn't count. You're an enigma. You're an enigma, but we are one person. And what can we do? Change starts within us. And so what we choose to do with ourselves will affect many others, whether whether it's directly, indirectly, energetically, it doesn't matter. And so when we talk about the idea of divine purpose, we're talking about focusing within and connecting with source power or God or whatever you want to call it, or yourself. If you are your own entity, then it's you, and connecting with self to energetically increase the vibration that is happening, because the world is, we've had a lot of challenges, and this year we've had a lot of challenges, for almost 2 years, and it's time for us to sort of, go within, if we have not already, and decide what's going to work for ourselves, for us, and then just be true to ourselves. So that's the conversation that's going to happen today. Good morning, Ana Laura
Ana Laura and Lillian. I didn't say good morning, but with that, before we go on, because I'm very chatty today and I'm loving it, because that means my whole day is going to be like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, and no quiet mouth. Remember, you were so quiet when you were in California because you didn't want to wake anybody up.
I know, I'm home now. What?
Oh, and Janine. Good morning, Janine.
Janine, don't make me laugh today, please, because the other day I didn't know what I was going to do. But listen, everything the badass Buddha just said. But and this is something I've mentioned before, people throw that word authenticity around like it's saying hello. And they throw around about, divine spirituality. I grew up in it. That's why I chose that in my life coaching. That's why I'm a sacred healer. That's why I get exhausted from doing what I do with there in California and here. But let me tell you, my father always said, nunca te engañe. Don't lie to yourself. And I think when people start swallowing that truth and then living it, That's when you're authentic. You know, when you mess up, say, oh my God, I messed up. I'm sorry. When somebody says something out of pocket, address it, you know. And something happened to me that really pissed me off yesterday. My niece looked at me and said, where's that petty Margie that wouldn't let shit go by? And I said, and I laughed, right? And I said, I wasn't petty. She goes, you know what I mean? You would have nipped this in the butt. So we go from one side of the spectrum to the other. We got to find that medium that works for us. And I think with my grieving and my sorrow, I got a little too soft. And to be my authentic self, I got to be true to myself. When something's out of pocket, I have to make sure it is aligned with my spirit and how it's affecting me. So just don't lie to yourself. When you stop lying to yourself, you stop accepting lies from others. You stop making excuses for others. And that's when your true authenticity comes into play. So honor yourself. Every morning when I get up, I'm like, Father God, thank you for this beautiful day. Please help me stay focused and centered so I could know to keep on the path of my purpose. And then I do my little yoga exercise, because to me, I'm doing a whole yoga shoot, right? And then I get up. But with that saying, outcome, of course, as always. But you know what? Just be true and honor the you. And if you believe in a higher power, if you believe in God, then when you don't honor self, you're not honoring that higher power. So how do you expect your life to be going the way it's supposed to be going? So just honor yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Accept life, make the changes, and be authentic. And whoever likes you, fine, and whoever doesn't, who gives a shit? As long as you're honoring yourself.
Hey, listen, look, we got a new viewer. Look at this. So Kathy, good morning. And Kathy said she found us through our interview with Kira. Yay, Kathy, we're happy that you're on board. And fabulous. Maritza's in the house. So here's
Buenos
another
días, Maritza.
And who else? Nicole Young came up, and Nicole Young's going to be with us on the very last show of the year, which is going to be absolutely fabulous. So this is one, we have some really powerful, beautiful women on this morning. Not that we don't always, but oh my, like this is, I'm going to get all white on me. Oh my God. Like this is just fabulous. So,
well, you know what? Because in this new year, in this new season coming, honor yourself by showing up to the things you need to. You don't have to be a part of everything, because that sucks the energy from you too. But just be a part of things. And then, like we say, share. When you come onto Viva, if all of you share, then the word gets out, and we're reaching out other people that may need to hear what we're saying, what our guests are saying, and reading the comments from our fans, from our viewers that enjoy the show. And then you're helping somebody. You're helping somebody smile today. You're probably helping somebody's life. You don't know what today's it's suicidal season, right? So let's share, let's like, let's comment, let's subscribe on YouTube and Facebook, and let's, like as we always said, you know what? Let's grow together, like branches of a tree. Let's grow. Okay. Yes. Good morning, Pookie, my love.
And listen, and look, Maritza said, great topic. This is going to be an absolutely fabulous topic. So keep it coming. Share, like, subscribe, do all that lovely stuff. Sharing really helps us, because it just tells people that, hey, this is worth watching. So thank you so much. And yes, Jonathan and Glenn, good morning.
Good morning.
And listen, we don't have a small business brag this morning, but I'm going to throw something out to all of you if you're interested. Okay. Today at 12:07, I picked that time on purpose. Such an interesting time. I want people to go, 12:07. That sounds intriguing. For those of you that felt like you were in the funk this year, I know I was. I'm actually doing a workshop with a friend of mine, and I'm going to put the link in the comments. It's free, and it's a 60-minute workshop. He's got some really cool things that he's going to be talking about, and we're going to be talking about. And it's going to give you some really great tools to sort of end the year off and think about the funk. And then what it's going to lead into is we're also going to do a 31-day challenge in January. It's all free, that we're going to offer. So we're going to get together once a week, and we're going to offer out questions. It's a 30-minute group session for free each week. And it actually totals up to 5 weeks, because there's really 5 full weeks in January, or 5 weeks in January, not full. But it's free, and it's going to help you we're going to keep asking you really pertinent questions to help you move forward. So I'm going to put the link in the comments, and I would love to see the tribe get on there. So please, definitely jump on, and it's free. So,
Yeah, so Maritza, join. Maritza says, what's with the funk lately? You know what? It's just like the end of something. It could either be good, like the last puff of my cigarette or the last scoop of my Mediterranean mint ice cream. I'm just putting it out there. Anybody, you can fill in the little things that you want, but it's always that either you enjoy it or you're like, oh, I should have just left that where it was. So you just got to pick. I guess we're all, we're riding that wave instead of swimming against the current. That's really just stagnant and comfortable. And we just got to say, nope, it's just like, what is it? The lazy river versus the surfer. And you just got to find which one you're at, and then just do it. Just do it. If you got the little fupa and you got to put that what's that skin tight diving suit on, just put it on. Let your fupa be beautiful where you're at so that you can prepare for where you're going. That's what this is. So sign up for it. It's free. Those are the operative words in anything happening this season. It's free, informative, and you know what? If people are willing to give you steps to get better, then be available to accept it.
That's a date, by the way, Maritza. We're going to hold you to that.
Yeah. Okay.
So listen, it is, this conversation is going to lead to that as well. The funk of 2021, the individual that I'm doing the workshop with is, he's a science geek like me, and he does a lot of law of attraction, but more sciencey. And again, that's a word. And he, so he has like a formula, and it's going to be really interesting to have this conversation. So I definitely, jump on. I really would love to see you. And I just, I think the other piece here is that it's really time for us to just all support one another. So we've said this before, and we really mean it. If you have something you need to share, if you have a workshop coming up, if in your own business, or if you have something that's special to you and you want to share it and you want to post it on the Viva page, we don't know unless you tell us. It's just like anything. We don't know. No one knows until we ask. If you need something, you have to ask. Nobody's a mind reader. So if there's something coming up that you want to share that's important to you, then send us a message directly to either Gladiator Guru or I, and you should be connected to both of us on Facebook and Instagram, not just the Viva show, and send it to us, and then let us know what it is, and then we'll post it. The only thing we ask is that if you have something specific to post, make sure you put the link, make sure you give us the info, make sure you give us a picture, because we don't have the time to be able to do that, but we would love to share all of your stuff, So please don't ever hesitate. And this isn't just for small business brag and this time of the year. This is all year. Okay. So
yes, it's about growing. It's about growing together, although we're doing totally different things. It's about honoring self, honoring the universe or your higher power. To me, it's God, and saying, I didn't meet this person by accident. I didn't come across this person by accident. It's because we're supposed to grow and assist one another. That doesn't take from me, and it shouldn't take from you to say, hey, Margie, you're on today, right? I'm going to share your page.
Yep.
So, exactly. or to say, Maritza, Lillian, Kathy, Pookie, do you have a special at your barbershop today? Throw us a link, throw us some words. That's what we're about. So let's get it together.
And don't think that we know exactly how to find you either, because some of you have podcasts, some of you have specific things that you do, blogs. Let us know, because I'm starting now. This is the thing that I've done now, and this is part of getting out of the funk. I'm scheduling these things into my scheduler. So my friends that I want to support, I'm putting their podcasts into my scheduler so that I know. And if I can make it that day, I will pop in. If I can make it the whole time, great. If I can only make it for a portion, at least I'm there for a little bit. I don't want to be that person anymore that says, oh, I forgot, or I didn't know, or, I want to make that, and sometimes it's on me, but I'm scheduling it. And if I choose not to go, then that's on me. And I don't want to use the excuse anymore that I forgot. So good morning, Stephanie Nieves. So let's get our fabulous, fabulous guest on, Oralia Acosta. We are celebrating. Our goal was to celebrate Latinas for December. That was Gladiator Guru's wish, and we're doing it a little bit. Like we had scheduled a few people, but now we want that Latina power in there, and so we are. Yes, Gladiator Guru, you had something to say?
Yeah, she's the only Latina this month, though, right?
Well, I mean, if you want to count Ephraim, I mean, he's in touch with his feminine self, so we could say.
Yeah. Oh, Ephraim is.
Yes,
ladies,
that's
Ephraim's coming on this month. So yeah,
That's
okay.
true.
Good
Next
morning,
Tuesday,
Stephanie Nieves.
actually Tuesday. So, all right. So let's bring Oralia in for the year of divine purpose. Good morning, Oralia.
Buenos días.
So let me. I had it all ready to go. So where is it? Oh my goodness. I lost it for a second. Oralia, I had your bio ready to go. Here it is. Okay, I'll read it.
Okay.
I couldn't see it was a problem. It printed so small, so I couldn't really see it. Okay. Oralia is a certified health coach with decades experience in the nutrition, health, and wellness industry, helping people get healthy and lose weight. Oralia takes a holistic approach to coaching with focus on aging gracefully and living a full life at any age. Clients who partner with Oralia experience increased energy, clear minds, and sharper focus, which enables and empowers them to perform better and live life to the fullest. She assists clients in creating and maintaining balanced weight specific to their unique bio individuality. Oralia does not use a one-size-fits-all approach as typical with many of today's fad diets and weight programs. She coaches clients on how to listen to their bodies and respond with proper diet, nutrition, and movement, encompassing a more complete, balanced approach to their overall health, wellness habits, and lifestyle. And she is quite the badass lady. She is one of these days, Oralia and Gladiator Guru, honestly, you ladies have to talk outside on a conversation because you have a lot in common. I'll just leave it at that. So,
awesome.
Oralia, talk to us. Divine purpose. What do you think, my dear? How do you feel? What is your thought? You said this to me yesterday when we were on the phone, sort of talking about it, but you said something so brilliantly. So do you remember what you said? I hope you remember what you said, because I don't remember what you
said. And I was thinking about that, and I thought, oh my gosh. But going back to what Margarita said, when we are being authentic, when this concept of what divine purpose is in us and we are it naturally comes out. We don't have to go searching for it, which is the inauthentic. I want it to make sense. I want it to sound pretty. I want it to be poetic. No, it is within us. It is us. Mm-hmm. So I practice a modality called access consciousness. And Gary Douglas, the founder, says, what if the purpose of life were to have fun? And I started to think about that last night. And I know that when I am having fun, I'm the best coach I can be. I'm the best friend I can be. I'm the best lover I can be. I'm the best client I can be. I'm the best person I can be around, because I am in my element and enjoying myself. And from there, everything flows. And it speaks about this in the Bible. For those of you that are Christians, we often want to make it mean something hard and heavy duty and deep. And while it is some of that, the deep part, it's not taking ourselves seriously, which is what we've been doing all along. I mean, when I think of the divine, or me, the divine that I honor and love is the goddess, Gaia, Mother Earth. And I throw in God for good measure. I was raised Christian. You're not born Christian. You're not born anything. You're born with a blank slate. And everything that people tell you, what they teach you, going to church, all of that is something that is, for lack of a better word, projected on you. It's not something that you are. So I was thinking about this, and my goddess has a freaking blast with me. I mean, the things that I do and the things that I say and the things that happen to me. And I can honestly say that if it weren't for all of that, I would be dead right now. I probably would have killed myself a long time ago because I have had some really traumatic things happen to me that I have created. And as I've grown older and wiser, I see where I created that. Everything in life. And so for me to not have had that sense of humor, I'd be fucking dead. There's no other way to put it. And I probably would have killed a few people along the way too.
Well, girl, we can't hang out together then. Because I'm with you.
And see, people don't like to hear that because they want to push away that shadow aspect of us. And we want to be positive. But we're not being authentic when we're being that fake positive. Because
That's
we
right.
are the good, the bad, the ugly. The
God knows.
Yeah, the God. All of that. We are all of that and so much more. And until we realize that and we incorporate and integrate all of those aspects in ourselves, we're not going to be complete and whole and live the life that we want. I don't care how many times you read the Bible or go to church or go to the synagogue or whatever the case may be, you've got to be able to incorporate all of that because that's what life is.
And without that balance, you're living a lie and you're fake.
And you're not being authentic.
Yeah. And you're spewing out words that sound good for this era. Because if you notice, every couple of years there's a new word out. I still say word from back in the day.
Yes.
You know, they got all these words, but you're right. You gotta have the balance. I don't care who likes me. It's none of my business who likes me. It's none of my business who thinks I'm silly or serious or professional or ghetto, because I can be all of it at any given time in my life. At any given moment, I can be all of that in a span of 5 minutes if I'm in a certain atmosphere of that. But you know what? But because I live with that, a mí no me importa. I don't care. I don't have to put up a front for people to think I'm something I'm not. Because you know what? I always say this, it's hard enough being me. I can't try to be something I'm not because I'm gonna be exhausted. Exactly. And I'm not gonna exhaust myself to please somebody that's out of sight, out of mind. And I can't. I didn't do it with none of my husbands. I'm not gonna do it with other people who might have a title or who might think because they're doing something or making more money than me that they're better than me. Because I look at it this way. You are you. You're the best you can be. I'm the best I can be, and always room for growth.
Right.
But you're right. Continue. I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, that's okay. And that's part of what we are going through right now. It is peeling the layers of programming, manipulation, coercion, and everybody else throwing their shit at you. The government. You get where I'm going?
Girl, you know what? We're going to be dangerous together.
I love that. The friends, the parents, the medical establishment, the government, the health authorities. No one can even begin to remotely know what's going on with you because they are not in your body. You get to decide. A manual or something that a doctor reads does not come with your specific symptoms of why you are or what you're feeling and what condition you have. They can come pretty darn close, but it is not written that it has to be this way. Your body doesn't follow instructions, and our bodies have so much wisdom. And this is what I love to impart to all of my clients and anybody that listens to me or that I talk to about this subject, which the human body is my favorite subject, is that your body has infinite wisdom. And when you get a headache every morning around 10 or wake up with a headache, your body is not trying to hurt or harm you. Do not suppress that headache. Go within and ask your body what it requires, what's missing, what needs to take place so that you no longer feel that. That's your body calling your attention. And what do? We immediately head the drug cabinet for their drugs. And we and we do drugs. And then we feel better for a little bit, and then something else happens and something else, because your body is screaming out to you, still trying to get your attention. Maybe it's telling you you need to go to bed earlier. Maybe it's telling you do not fall asleep at the couch with the fourth glass of wine. This is not a judgment. This is your body telling you. And that's the beauty of coaching with me or with somebody that really gets that you and your body are unique. And I can guide you, and I can show you how to pay attention and learn to listen to your body so that you receive the messages it's giving you. That's all we're talking about here. And when you strip away all the layers of the bullshit that we've been trained and entrained to believe, you are left at the very core with an opportunity to establish a rapport and communication with your body. And your body is different from my body. I can't begin to pretend to know. I can tell you in many cases, this is what's happening or that is what's happening, but I can't tell you exactly because I'm not your body. So out of all the things that I would like, and I will be sharing during this time, the most important thing that I honestly, open-heartedly share is for you to learn to listen to your body and decipher what it's telling you. When you meditate, ask your body, what do you require? What would you like to do today? What would you like to eat? How would you like to move? What would you like to wear? Where would you like me to take you? Because this is what I was explaining to Lori last night. We are this mass consciousness and we're infinite. We go on and on and on. And as an exercise, and this is stuff that I learned from Access Consciousness, if you close your eyes right now, I'll do it with you, and you go to the outer edges of your body, try to go to the outer edges and touch them. Every time I do that, my body expands and expands and expands, and it's infinite. It just goes on and on and on. Within that infinity that is our body, we're on this plane of existence with this vessel, with this body that you touch, that tastes, touch, feels, senses. That consciousness is in our body, and our body is within this consciousness. And you are not your body. So you can absolutely love chocolate and sugar like someone I know. And my body, not so much. I will break out in rashes on my forearms. I'll break out in welts sometimes. So my body's telling me, don't feed me so much damn chocolate. And we hear people say that all the time, but we haven't really come, for the most part, to the realization that we're not our bodies. How about when you hear someone say, I love spicy foods, but my stomach, what are you saying right then and there? That you're separate from that you're not your body. Now we identify with our body, and I'm coming to that, but we're not our bodies. We are one, and we're still not our bodies. So the thing here is to learn to live in communion with our body and to love our body. And I was journaling yesterday after what Lori and Dr. Lori spoke about. And I think actually I did this in the morning. It was like a theme. What am I the most grateful for this year? And I can tell you that the thing that I am the most grateful for is falling in love with myself and my body. And I'm still working on the body until you have that. And it's an ongoing process. It's a continuum. You are not going to truly be happy, truly express vibrant health, truly drop the weight or anything else, because you've got to learn to work with your body. Your body is not your enemy. And your body will never deceive you. Your body will never turn against you. You have created that illness or that condition or that dis-ease or lack of ease in your body. And that is why you are now sick. And just like you created it 9.5 times out of 10, you can uncreate it. But that's not what we're taught. And have you ever noticed that the more people think, I'm going to judge my body. It's my body. It's fat. It's, the arms are jiggly, the belly, blah, blah, blah. Have you ever noticed how that changes things? And have you ever noticed how the more you judge it, the more it changes? No, because it doesn't fucking work that way. It works when you work with it, when you talk to your body, when you establish that rapport.
When you kiss it and appreciate it.
And love it. So no matter how much you judge it and how hard you judge it and how many judgments we have of it, your body is not going to change until you learn to love, honor, respect, and appreciate it. And work with it. Make peace with your body. And from there, use that as a platform to launch all the changes and all of the things that you would love to have. And your body will tell you, like you go to a restaurant, and this is a typical thing in Access. You go to a restaurant, you're flooded with all these delicious choices, and you ask body, what would you like to eat today? And you land on something. That's what your body wants. You may think you don't like it, but your body wants to try it. There's something there. And we just suppress that, and we go with, well, I'm going to get, the hamburger and french fries, which I love, by the way, because that's what I've always gotten. And you know what I'm saying? If you get what you've always gotten, you're going to have what you have now.
Yeah.
That's the definition of insanity.
Yeah. And, but, just with the body, and I was talking to a client and the other day about this, about the body, about loving where you're at right now. We all want to be better with it. Factual, our body's going to carry our spirit until it no longer can, right? So we got to take care of it. We got to nurture it.
Right.
We got to feed our spirit, nurture the ego, and then love the body. And I've been just as guilty, I'm sure, as every other woman has, where we're like, this beep, I hate it. Looking at it as though by saying, I don't want you no more, it's going to go away. So then I started saying, you know what? Let's start where we're at right now. I'm writing something. I spoke about it with the Badass Buddha a while ago, but I'm still working on it. And it's like, where do you carry your pain? People carry it in their thoughts. People carry it in their hearts. People carry it in their spirit. Well, as a rape survivor, I carry my pain in my body. Right. My body still thinks it has to protect me because I was a beautiful, curvy size 8 when that happened. So what happened? So I'll lose weight, but then suddenly I'm like, what's going on? So I am loving my body through this process. And I'm trying to where I'm eating what it likes. I can't eat what I like anymore because I like what you said. And I told the Badass Buddha, I love sour cream, but my stomach doesn't.
Right.
And it kicks me in the ass every time. And then I'm like, oh, Maron, why did I eat that? But it tasted so good when it touched my lips, So it absolutely, and I would always tell people when I get up in the morning, I give gratitude, and then I say good morning, and I kiss myself, and I hug myself, and I say I love you. Let's make magic today.
Yeah.
So I'm point, and I hope that everybody's really listening to this because we must be healthy. We must have movimiento de vida. We gotta move. We got to dance. We got to walk. I've been failing to get my ass up to walk every morning. I said everything the night before, except for Thursdays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And then every day I go in there and I'm like, oh, I didn't go walk.
So let's tie this in. Okay. So if the body is the vessel, the body is what allows us to walk to the things that we need to do, drive, do what we need to do physically. And within that, and as Gladiator Guru was saying, it's the spirit, it holds the spirit.
Right.
And when you're talking about the year of divine purpose, when the reason people binge eat, the reason people do things, make bad choices, whether it's drinking, drugging, shopping, the reason we walk away from our responsibilities because we are not aligned with ourselves. And you could use the authentic self if you want, but we're not aligned with our spirit. We're not aligned with self in general. And when that happens, that's how you decide. Like if you've been trying to lose weight and you can't, you have to go within and you have to align yourself with yourself, but with the divine entity, like whether it's whatever you want to look at it, it's the universe and it's grounding self. And when we look at going further into the year of divine purpose, if you felt off this year, even a little bit, if you look and you review your year and you say, wow, I hit this mark, but I didn't quite hit this mark. The question is why and where were you off, and grounding self, like in order to, people always say, oh, especially in the personal development, you're always talking about, oh, you got to know your passion, you got to know your purpose. That's a lot of pressure for people. But if you're looking for it, if you're thinking to yourself, oh, I've got to figure this out, my passion, my purpose, it comes to you because it just comes to you from wherever, energetically speaking. And so we have to sit and be still with ourselves to allow that information to free flow in. So the way it works with the body is that when you throw crap in your body that doesn't serve you, it interferes with this conduit. Like if you view your body as a conduit, right? And it interferes with all this energetic flow into you. If you are thinking bad thoughts, that interferes with the flow. If you are not in alignment with what you're saying and doing, that interferes with the flow. So all of this, in order for us to live our divine purpose, we have to stop and let that information flow in. And then if it's not flowing in properly, then we have to ask what's interfering with it. Right. Is it my mind? Is it my emotional self? Is it my spiritual self? Is it what's blocking? And this is why this time of the year, this is really important, because we have this idea in our head that the beginning of the year is new beginnings, and I'm just going to free flow to the end of the year, and I'll do all the crap that I wanted to do. I'll eat like I did, and blah, blah, blah. And I'll spend the money. And then in the new year, it's going to magically disappear. But we all know that, and we're hopeful. We do this every year too. We say, oh, and I'm going to do my resolutions, and I'm going to be a better person, and I'm going to do this.
This is my magic wand.
There. Exactly. And so we hope for that, right? And then we disappoint ourselves, because within, it says within 4 to 6 weeks of a resolution, you're already back to your old habits, because we have not sat with ourselves.
We haven't done the work.
And this is the whole point of the divine purpose. Don't ask for what your purpose is. Just ask to receive, and take time within these next 2 weeks to just sit quietly and ask to receive. So if you say, I'm not happy with my weight, I'm not happy with my health, I'm not happy with my finances, I'm not happy with my business or my career, then you sit quietly and you put that out to the universe and ground yourself and say, I'm not happy with this. I don't feel purposeful, but I also don't know what my purpose is. So please, help me connect to my purpose. And this year taught me that I was not quiet enough, and I did not listen to myself, and I did not ground myself enough, and I did not connect with source power. I just didn't. I was too busy listening to other people, listening to other things, and I was spinning my wheels and going in so many different directions. And as a result, it did affect my weight. I gained weight back after I lost so much. I was binge eating because I was so miserable. My finances took a hit, all these things, because I did not allow my spirit to really, really connect and then tell me what it needed. I didn't want to listen to what my spirit needed. I wanted to tell it what it needed. And I'm done talking. I'm sorry.
Light a candle. See, when I'm confused like that, I light a candle. But I pray for clarity and direction every morning, every night. Yeah, you just give me clarity and direction. I don't want things given to me. I want to follow the direction that my spirit was born to be on. See, we're the ones who take the detour.
Right.
Well, I always say, Mother Mary, help me. You know, because here's where I'm at. I know I'm supposed to be doing something. It's kind of foggy, you know? So, and Kathy Ruiz just said exactly what I was going to say. Sometimes we create this big monster in our head, right, Oralia?
Yes.
And it becomes this big 6-armed green-eyed monster, and it's because we're fucking ourselves up the ass. Like them firecrackers, just be.
Yeah.
You were born with a purpose. Your purpose is here. We're the blockers.
We are.
Go ahead.
And yeah, and part of that is that we make it mean something. So Lori, for example, what happened to you and what you went through this last year, and you shared that with me yesterday when we spoke on the phone. If you make that heavy, dense, and mean something, you're going to keep spinning in the why. Why is a fork in the road, and when you take it, it leads you right back, and you're doing.
Oh no, yeah, I know, and you are right, and that was part of the problem. I kept asking why, you know. Well, I didn't keep asking why. I'm the kind of person that I didn't ask, but in deep down, I'm like, okay, what's the point of all this? What's going on? And sometimes trusting in the process means you don't have to ask why. But you have to recognize. You know, you have to say, okay, this is happening. So there is a divine purpose. I believe that, you know, and when we're in that headspace, in that moment,
mental masturbations,
yeah, mental masturbation, and with no orgasm, by the way, no release, right?
Yeah,
It's that headspace where you say, I don't. What's the reason this is happening? There's a reason, but you're like in the head, there's a part of you saying like, screw this. There's no reason for this. Like, this is just, I made bad choices. This is blah, blah, blah. And you just go onto the spiral, you know? And I know Gladiator Guru and I've talked so much about this with each other, and, you know, she's had her challenges, and sometimes it's not enough to just ask every day for the clarity, or sometimes you're not even asking every day for the clarity, because even just asking doesn't always bring you to where you need to go, and we still have to do the work, and that was part of the problem too. I wasn't listening, and I wasn't also doing the work,
right?
And I'm aware of that now, and now I've thought about it, and I said this was a tough year, but it just made me that much stronger for what I need to do for my clients. Yeah. So now it's a matter of redirecting myself, grounding myself, really reorganizing myself, and then taking action on it.
Right.
And be sincere. You got to be true to yourself. You got to be realistic with yourself, because when you lie to yourself, you're going to lie to yourself.
You're not fooling anyone, not even yourself. And the other part of that is, you know, access consciousness. I tell you, these are still tools that I use. I don't go to any of the classes anymore, but some very important questions that we can ask. What's right about this I'm not getting? What can this contribute to me? And how can I use this to my advantage? So let's say everything that you went through showed you some new things that you hadn't considered before. And you made a package, a coaching package, a group coaching, a book about your experience. But the minute we pass judgment on it, we lock it into place and nothing changes. And that's one of the most harmful things on the planet right now is judgment. And I do my best, and I'm not perfect. None of us are, otherwise we wouldn't be here. But we chose to
perfectly imperfect.
We're perfectly imperfect. We chose to be here to come and muck things up and have fun. And it's really interesting when I talk to people and I hear their stories, their trajectory, and you look at people and you would never think that what they're telling you is something that's real for them. You think, it's just me, or it's so and so, and then you meet somebody that has everything now, or that's in a completely different space, and they tell you their story, and I'm just left flabbergasted. And that just shows how human we are. And remember, we're spiritual beings having a physical experience. And when you step back and you take a breath and you drop the fucking judgment, everything starts to shift and change. And then you're able to receive the gifts that you learn from that lesson. Even if it was a hard lesson, even if it was whatever it was. I know I've gone through extremely difficult times that I didn't want to get up out of bed. I just wanted to end it all. And yet here I am. I never did. There was something else. And I knew that there was something else. And it really is all about creating this, because no one is going to give it to you. A shot is not going to give it to you. A doctor is not going to give it to you. The government sure isn't going to give it to you. Your parents no longer have an obligation to you. My mother is in assisted living right now with dementia. Interesting choice. Your friends can't give it to you. Your friends will get tired of hearing you bitch, gripe, and complain. So get off your ass and do the work. Do the work. And a lot of us are out here spinning, taking classes, doing this and that. And I'm guilty of that at times. And I'm not doing the work. How do I expect to get the results? You know that saying, chop wood, carry water. How do I expect to get the results if I'm not doing the work?
Yes.
You're too busy listening. All you're doing is sitting there listening to what other people are accomplishing. And sometimes that hinders you.
Yes.
You feel more worth than you already felt before you got on this, whatever. So we gotta also realize the way we want to healthily feed our body, we can't take on everybody's energy and what they're talking about, because it hinders where we believe we are, or what we believe ourselves to be. Sometimes it's good to listen and then say, okay, what am I gonna do for me? That sounded good. What am I gonna do for me? That's why it's an hour.
You have to take that moment to digest it. And Gladiator Guru and I were on a year-end review on Monday from a little special workshop that a guest of ours, previous guest, had offered. But I've also been in a couple of other things, and that was the common thing that I kept hearing from women. It was because of all women that I was working with, but they were saying the same thing, that I went and I went to too many workshops this year. I went to, and I just listened. And one person said, well, knowledge is great. And they're like, yeah, but it was so many that my head was spinning. And that's exactly what happened to me. Information overload. I was overwhelmed. And I didn't stop after each one and take the moment to digest it.
Right.
Like I would just get it and hop onto this one, do this free one, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't stop and say, okay, let me look at my notes. And I know better, because I went to school for a long, long time. I was a long-term education, student. And whenever we would, have notes and we would take notes in class, I would have to sit and review them because I had a test coming up. But why did I not do that this year? Because in my head, I was thinking, well, I got to learn this and I got to go that. And then also people fed it. They fed it. They're like, oh no, but you have to try this one. You don't want to miss this thing. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to miss that thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't stop and really remind myself of my purpose. I didn't stop and connect with my source. I didn't stop. And I could kid myself and say, well, I would get up in the morning and I would talk to my spirit guides or whatever. I didn't do it enough, and I didn't do it for long enough. I'll own that piece.
And I was trying to be that extra spirit in poker and says, that's too much. And she's like, oh, join here. And I was like, no, I'll try to get on, but I just couldn't, because I grew up in spirituality, Catholicism and spirituality. So I know about the spiritual warfare going on. I know about all that energy stealing your attention to keep you unfocused and lost. So sometimes when I'm listening to certain stuff, that's why I like to isolate myself sometimes. I don't like to be on the phone all the time. And I don't like really to sit in front of the thing. I'm glad that we joined on Monday night, because that was good. And the after effects sometimes not too much. But I think when our spirit goes through that the way she did, that means next year it's all about her. Coming into this new year, it's not about sitting on your ass listening to other people. This time she's going to be the teacher. She's going to be the active rocket going and saying, okay, now it's time to get busy, do that morning dance, get those lymph nodes going. He said, no mas. I'm lighting the firecrackers up my ass. I'm going to be the best me I can possibly be, because I sat on my ass all year listening to other people. So now it's about me. And sometimes that's the gift you get at the end of the year review.
Yeah, as long as you open yourself up to it. Yeah, you have to. That's the key, though, is you really do have to review. You have to review your year. It's just like you have to think of your life as a business, and people don't like to think of it that way. But not that you have to own your business, but think about it. If you work for a business, and every year the business at the end of the year they review their finances, they review how well they did, they look at their revenue, they look at their expenditures. Why do they do all this stuff? They have to make sure that they know that what they did this year worked. That if there's money thrown out, and if the business never looks at this stuff, then they're going to just keep tanking, So we have to do the same thing. We have to take stock and review. And I would recommend that you do the year-end review for yourself, but you also do it monthly. It's just like businesses don't wait till the end of the year. They do quarterly, depending on the size of the business. They could even do monthly, but check in, because if not, you will just, how fast the months go. I mean, as we get older, they just go faster. And then next thing you know, it's the end of the year and you're like, what the hell? It's just like, what happened? And you will get into that funk. And it has nothing to do with what's going on. Well, I take that back. It has something to do with the things that are going on collectively, energetically speaking. But there were so many people that did well for 2020 and 2021. So why did they do well? Because they checked in. They reminded themselves of what their purpose, their divine purpose was. So make this year your year to reflect. And then what do I need to do differently for next year? And what do I need to, what's really, really important to me? Is losing weight important to me? Okay, yes. Why? Is getting in better health, having better health important to me? Why? Well, because I want to live a long life. Why? Because I want to be around for my grandkids and my kids. Why? Keep asking, go deeper and deeper. Is finances. I want to make more money this year. Why? And then why? And then why? That is what leads us to our divine purpose. It's not finding the purpose. It's leading, and then the purpose will present itself.
And after you ask the why, say, okay, how am I going to change it? What can I do to make it better? Then you change those questions to be very positive for you, because now it's going to check your ass. Why do I need to be healthy? Because of this. Now, what do I need to do to get there? And how am I going to accomplish this goal with all the other bullshit going around? Because you're right. This government, these mandates, the division of people instead of unity, that does affect us. No matter how long we sit and meditate, hamana, 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 praise God, hallelujah, Allah. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That pressure is going to be around, because there's going to be always people talking. So inquire within, seek yourself. And in my blog, which we haven't put up in a while, I wrote a piece. It's called, The Goddess in Awe of Herself. And as women, we must remind ourselves that we are that goddess. I don't care who likes me, who don't like me, who sees me. I am in awe of myself. Because this spirit has encouraged this body to get up from all the trauma, tragedy, and drama and say no mas and keep walking. And I did that for my self-belief, for my self-love that was dug deep in all of that muddled water. And I said, this happened to me. This is not who I am.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And that's another very important thing. When I listen to people talk about their bodies, the two most powerful words that exist on the planet are I am. When you say I am sick, I am diabetic, I'm an alcoholic,
Yes.
I'm a drug addict, you are bringing yourself down to that level. You are not any of those things.
Yes. And when you own it, when you say my depression,
my seasonal sadness, I own that shit. Because it was filled with grief and it was filled with guilt. And I no longer own it, but I owned it until I swam through the muddy waters. Yes.
But some people own it indefinitely. So you're different. You knew that you weren't it was going to be a transient thing. You knew that. You said, I'm going to own it right now.
Seasonal sadness. See, I came up with that. I didn't say depression. My mama died. I spent years resenting her, and now I had to deal with this grief,
Right.
and guilt.
Right. Right. So here's another thing that I've learned is that the body senses, the mind feels. So the body senses heat. You don't feel sad. You sense sadness, and that's what we've been trained to do. I got to tell you, there's a very interesting story that I've realized is that my mother, whom I've lived with for the past 21 years, was a very depressed, sad woman. And this is something that she taught me. There was an incident that happened way when I was 4, and that smothered my happiness and my joy. I allowed that to mean something. When you're a kid, you don't know any better. And we're so sensitive. We're like little sponges and we absorb everything and we see everything. We notice, even though adults think we don't, but we do. Right. And I allowed my mother at the time, a natural reaction, to snuff out my happiness. And I've been trained in sadness, depression, doom, and gloom. And after I put her in a home. She's got dementia. I could no longer care for her here. That sadness, first of all, my body broke down because I've been dealing with all of this trauma and drama and trying to take care of her and deal with her and deal with me and my business. And then after that, when I recovered and I did much better. And now lately, what I've noticed is that I am truly a joyful being. I am truly an orgasmically delicious woman, and I want to talk about that. And one of the things I noticed is that
I saw shirts that say that. Okay,
you do good.
2017, I have merchandise on my wording.
Oh my gosh! One of the things that I want to point out that I noticed is that I wake up joyous, and I'm happy, and I go to bed tired and sometimes exhausted, and then I wake up again and I'm joyous. That's who I be.
Amen.
This other shit is just temporary that I created, and I can choose to learn from it. And I would like to address this orgasmic deliciousness because I've had people give me shit and grief over that. And it's really interesting that, Margarita, you speak Spanish. I do too, and a few other languages. And
I speak 3.
Oh, good. Which other one do you speak?
English, Spanish, and profanity. And sometimes all at the same time. Test me if you can.
That's cool. Well, one of the things that I've noticed about the English language is that we take a beautiful word that has other meanings in their root, like Latin or Italian, Spanish, French, and we take them in English and we twist and we turn them and we shrink them down and we relegate them, such as orgasmic, only sex. Orgasmic means all of your fucking senses are turned on, whether it's sexual, whether it's your taste buds, your eyes, you see a painting that cracks your heart wide open, whether it's the breeze, you feel the breeze on your skin, all of that.
Did I tell you, y'all both need to just.
Because you read my blog. That's what I've been saying forever. That's why my coffee brand is called Naturally Orgasmic Cafe Company.
Yeah, that's her coffee brand is Naturally Orgasmic. Yeah.
And so one of the things, and this is something that I learned when I was in Access, and Dane, one of the co-founders, mentioned an orgasmic experience, and then he said, "Don't tell me you've never felt that." When you see, for example, I saw 2 men going down a slope. They were skiing. And they were happy, and you're not going to tell me that's orgasmic. When you taste my food, which I'm also a wellness chef, and I love my food. My favorite is Middle Eastern. You don't think that's an orgasmic experience?
Oh my God, the minute it touches your lip, that's how my café con leche is.
Oh my!
The minute it touches your lip, ja. Your vagina starts dancing, your little man in the boat, but then your whole body feels this awakening
from another mister.
And that's why Magically Orgasmic, I wrote, it's the essence of feelings within the feeling of wanting towards the knowledge of pure freedom that is truly sewn into the tapestry of your soul.
It is. It's in there.
Yes.
We're the ones that suffocated. Oh, I'm just going to go have sex and have an orgasm maybe for 10 or 15 seconds.
How many people fake it? So you like,
or how many people just define it as just that? We've talked
and
about
they
that on
don't
the
get
show.
it.
It's just that, like,
Right.
you know.
And
Yeah.
you're missing out on all these other experiences. And then you get sick because you keep shutting your body down. Your body wants to fully experience the joy, the pleasure of touch, yes, of sex, of a beautiful painting, of being out in Mother Nature, of communing with her, of delicious food, of a friendship, of hearing someone's voice, listening to the opera, to music, dancing. God damn it, if that's not orgasmic, I don't know what is. And if you don't experience an orgasmic experience when you dance, come dance with me.
That's
Watch
it.
me dance. And
Baila, baila, baila.
and that's another thing. When you see someone else, me, when I see someone else that's successful, that's had a success, that's dropped the weight, that has taken control of their health and created their health, or when they've experienced something beautiful, I see that, and a smile just automatically comes on my lips, and
Well,
that's orgasmic too.
well, listen, you will not want to miss Tuesday's show, because Tuesday's show, we have one of our guests that we haven't had him on all year. He's one of our fan favorites, tribe favorites, Ephraim, and
Orgasmic to the eyes.
that's the name of the show, is Magically Orgasmic. That's what we're going to talk about, because he lives an extraordinary life, a life just
Oh,
filled
wow.
with joy. Like, he really does. And yes, he's really nice to look at, but he also is just such a spiritual guru himself. So that's what we're going to talk about on Tuesday. So don't miss that. And that was beautiful. We couldn't have planned that better to just be able to create that announcement.
That, because you know what, I talk about being magically orgasmic all the time. When I first came out with my line, my shirt, I wore it in New Orleans, and I got a lot of people to stop and ask about that shirt. And you know, and my granddaughter wore it on her workout pants. That's how I made all of this. But you know, people shy away from it. So everything you say is everything I've been saying. So thank you for the confirmation. Just like my lip balms. Lori, pull yours up. You had the smaller black one. I use organic lip balm for Viva Cafe con Leche. So that's a little bigger than the normal type lip balms. But this one is the Magnum. This is for real women who know how to handle big things.
Yes.
Okay? And it is a lip balm. And you put it on, and it's organic, and it's biodegradable. So everything works with the earth. Everything is to help nurture Mother Nature. But we did this for Viva. And, you know, as a guest, make sure you send the address, because we send out mugs. And you want to put a request in for the Magnum and not be ashamed to pull this baby out your purse and be like, then that's what it's about. It's about loving who you are, where you're at, the body. I know I need to lose weight because I'm 53. I want to be healthier, but I love my body in its curves. I say that my body is un cuerpo de guitarra sin la cuerda, the shape of a guitar without the chord. So it's a little here and there. But you know, when you begin to love your body where you are right now, it's starting to relax. And
then you can change. And then you can work on changing it. But when you have those judgments around it, it's solid. It won't move. It won't change. It can't.
Yes,
and you
absolutely.
hate on it and you want it to work for you. Well, your body is going to break down, because guess what? It doesn't work that way. Judgment doesn't change anything. And, you know, that reminds me, too, of my program, because I've got a 2-week class called Hello, Healthy Holidays Express, because it's a 2-week program. I had a 4-week program. And this program is to show you how to stay conscious at the holiday table, because many of us already know, we go in knowing I'm going to overeat. And we don't do anything about it.
You plan for it. You look forward to it. You talk about it. Oh, I can't wait to and then I'll do better after the new year.
Well, it doesn't work that way.
That's correct.
The statistics show that the average American, for lack of a better word, gain anywhere from 8 to 12 pounds during the holidays, and we don't take them off. And part of it is because food is just going right and left, and you just partake in everything. Maritza wants to know how to connect with me. Please share my link with her. And the Nutralicious too. And what happens is that we just go unconscious. And then if you're Hispanic, you got El Dia de los Reyes and all this other stuff. And then it just,
Huh? Nochebuena, la parranda.
Yeah, everything. Throw in a couple of drinks. Yeah. Well, that's all right. Huh? Oh, I love coquito. I just discovered that a few years ago. And guess what? You can make other choices. So what I show you, it's a 2-part class on the 20th, which is this coming Monday. It's 6, only $47. And we're going to talk about strategies and techniques that you can use so that you don't overindulge at the holiday table. You enjoy the festivities and you stay conscious and aware. And the other class on the 27th is setting you up for success for 2022 so that you can go sailing into 2022 and create the life, the health, and the body you want. But you have to create it. It's not going to be given to you. It's not done via a pill. It's not done via a shake. Shakes can be good. And you've also got to do the work. Chop wood and carry water. And don't overeat. And plan for your success in 2022.
That's great ending.
All right. So we went. Thank you for indulging us. For those that stayed on, this was
yes. For those that have stayed on, thank you. And with closing, I just want to remember everybody with everything, because badass. Thank you for the information today, Oralia. But we also got to remember to be your own super fucking hero. Okay.
Yes.
When you do that, you can chop the wood and carry the water.
That feather, I'm telling you, that feather just does not look like a feather when I first look at it. Every time it looks like.
Well, you know what? I love to invoke imagination in adults because we forgot how powerful.
Or what's on my mind? Or what's on my mind?
And you know, I am a disruptor by nature. So you know what? If this makes you happy to see this feather as anything else in my love, I am happy to apply.
And the lips, the phallic looking feather and the lips. That's
yes.
I don't think it's a coincidence.
They go hand in hand. Well, you know me, I'm magically orgasmic in every sense of the word. Oh. Bueno, this was wonderful. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. And thank you for everyone coming on. And we put in the comments, there's plenty of links in there. Please click on them to go to the event today that I'm co-hosting and then Aurelia's event to sign up for it. Okay.
Yes.
So Gladiator Guru, any last minute things you want to say before we sign off?
No, just, you know what? Feed your spirit, nurture your ego, and click on what your spirit is guiding you to click on so that we can become sabios. So that, you know what? Because from being knowledge is power, but then you become philosophers. And I say, I want to be a motherfucking sage. With everything I done been through, with everything I done learned and listened and shared, that's my goal, is to always elevate mentally and spiritually. That's my purpose in this world. So find yours and let's go for it.
And happy holidays or whatever the fuck you celebrate.
Merry Christmas.
Yes, exactly.
If people don't like it, then keep going. But I'm
all right. So thank you everybody for coming on. Today's Thursday. So next week is the holidays. It's Christmas. And so we have a fabulous week. We really do. And don't miss Tuesday, Magically Orgasmic with Ephraim. Ephraim's coming back. So he's going to end our year on a high note. We haven't seen him in a year. So this will be great. So thank you for coming. And from the Badass Buddha, remember, have a great weekend, by the way, and be you, be real, and be extraordinary.
And from La Margarita, your Gladiator Guru, great weekend. Be safe, laugh a lot, dance naked, which is my favorite. And remember, breathe in the beauty and breathe out the bullshit. Namaste.
Namaste, everyone.